YouTube Live or Facebook Live, Instagram Live, wherever you're joining us, we are happy to have you. We are going to talk about the Boise real estate market. What is happening with the Boise State market? What's happening with Boise State basketball and football? Let's talk. If we have time at the end, we'll talk about that. What's happening to the Boise real estate housing market? Is it going to crash? Are we on the rebound? Is it hot? Is it cold? What should you do if you're moving around state? What's your market like there compared to what's it like here? We're going to dive into all that and make this show worthwhile to you so that you know what you're getting yourself into. My name is Brian Hymas, born and raised here in the Boise Valley, and I am an appraiser, but I was an appraiser for a couple of years, and now I'm a real estate agent for the last 7. I love all things Boise. I love all things real estate, and it is my pleasure to introduce all this stuff to you and make this the best 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it might be, to have you here and learn about Boise's market. One thing that would be beneficial for this whole show, this whole program, it is if you can pop your questions into the chat. I see every one of those, and that's what keeps this show going. I really don't want to keep this too long from me originating like my thoughts and ideas. The market can probably be summed up, fairly, just a few moments, but I want to make sure that your guys' questions are getting answered. And so if you guys put those comments, let me see where you're watching from and where you're, if you have watched before, if you have any questions about the market. The contact information there is on your screen. It's just popped up as well. 208-213-2092. Email me, brian@brianhymas.com. Again, we're going to talk about the Boise real estate market and what does it mean for you? Where are we trending? What are we doing? How hot are we? How hot are we not? So full show right ahead. Let me just start out by saying there has been a ton of multiple offer situations in the last month. And that bids well for sellers and for you buyers. It just helps you know that you need to get your mind focused on what you're looking for fast. I have found that in a competitive market, we can still get you a home, and we don't have to in this market go in crazy asking prices and put in a ton of extra dollars just to make the deal work, or throw in different contingencies that you want to waive just to make the deal work, and throw in non-refundable earnest money just to make sure the deal is going to work. That's not what we're seeing right now. What we're seeing right now is competitive offer situations. In fact, one of them, this has happened a few weeks ago. Pardon me, I have to sneeze. Hopefully that gets the chat going. We had a multiple offer situation, and the house was listed for $525, and we ended up getting it for $530. There were 3 offers on that house that came in. We didn't offer too much over asking. $530, $525, tomato. I mean, over a period of 360 months, that might cost you $1,000 extra, but it's maybe a couple $1,000 in interest. But it's really going to only be $5,000 that's gonna out of pocket. So divided by 360, probably looking. I mean, I don't know what that is, $10-$20. So on your screen just popped up a house that is a listing of ours. We just had my first showings were on Saturday, and those were the first showings. People popped in. We actually had good activity. I wouldn't even say great. The market was I feel very steady, but those people were interested in this house. We nailed the price. I felt really good about the price on this one. There's when you go to list a house and you have to come up with a price, right? You look at data that helps you be secure, but it's not always the easiest thing to come up with. I have been right most of the time when it comes to price, and there's been, I actually know my stats. I actually just had my 100th sale, and in the last 7 years, I think it was 7 years, but 7 years, the first 3 years was very part-time, and the last 4 have been very serious, averaging like I do anywhere from 20 to 30 deals a year. So in the last 3 years, so that tells you how serious I was in the first years. And when you have to come up with a price, it can be hard. It can be real hard. And this one felt really good about. And we came in at the price. Basically, we had an all cash offer that came in near asking. We asked $550, got $545, and we'll probably be right around there when we close. But the buyers that came in were pretty focused on this house. I'd say there was very few people who saw this house who did not have any like serious interest, and we only got one offer, and one's all you need. Um, and we did have to turn some showings off because of the showing schedule. So if this one were to go back on the market, we have um, things we could look forward to, and we have people that could come and see the house. But just to show you kind of the temperature and the flow of the market, this house was well visited. So, two stories for you on how the market's going right there. Multiple offer situation on that one, and then this one as a listing agent just this last weekend. I'd say it's pretty indicative of how the market's going. Again, my name is Brian Hymus. You can see the number in the screen there, 208-213-2093, and my email, brian@brianhymus.com. If you're moving to the Boise area in the next 9 days, 90 days, 30 days, 30 years, whatever it might be, reach out at my number or at my email, and we will get you set up on the Buying in Boise blueprint. I kid you not, there's no better blueprint. It saves you so much time and hassle. I was actually talking to my broker today. If it's some, it looks like I lost connection. Now I do get paid from the transactions, but it is going to help you save time, help you not mess out on any homes, help you not buy a lemon, and hope you get the best deal on a house. That's what the Buying in Boise blueprint is designed to do. I want to take a look at some of the data of what we're seeing from some of you guys. So some of you guys that are coming in from across the West, usually, where you guys are coming to buy homes from. Let's pull up that data there. It's from Redfin. Redfin gives us a good graph of all the cities that we're seeing come to Boise. And right now we are seeing predominantly California. If you combine LA and San Francisco, California would be the winner. But if you just take one metropolitan area, the winner is Seattle. And funny enough, that's what I've been seeing right now is I'm getting more Washington phone calls than I am California phone calls. The both are coming in. And then third or fourth place, however you want to look at that, is Portland. And then San Diego's 264. That is a period of 3 months from January to March of this year. But the data is cool. I mean, it shows you really strongly where stuff's coming from: Salt Lake, Denver, New York. I've received a couple of New York City phone calls. Most people from New York are going to Florida, though. They're not coming to Idaho. And then where are we going to? This is an interesting stat. Tucson takes the cake. Not sure. I know Intel's in Tucson. I'm not sure what else is in Tucson, but though this is something that can show you where people are coming from. And I don't know if you've seen it. I've seen a lot more Washington license plates on the road than I have before. And so there's been a rise there from Washington moving into Idaho. Let's see here. Let's take a look at some of the recent stats that we have for 2024. Gene, if we can get 2024 stats up, and if you're joining us, wherever you're joining us from, whether it's Washington, California, Idaho, Middleton, wherever it is, let's see who you are. Let's see. I can't see all the people who are on. I can't see your faces and names until you make a comment. And that's just how this program works. So if you have a comment to make, we'd love to see where you're coming from and any questions you have about the Boise real estate market and any of the news that you're seeing going around. Hey, news. If anyone wants to talk about the realtor speculation and the case that's going to be closed on in June, we can talk about that as well. That has been a hot topic as well. So this data right here that we have is for 2024. This is Q1, commonly known as quarter one, or January 1st to March 31st. This is going to show Eagle, Meridian, Star, and Middleton. Now, these are the four cities. I grew up in Southwest Boise, but went to Meridian High School. So South Meridian, and then when I lived in Eagle, we shopped in North Meridian. So Meridian's kind of my territory. Eagle's where I lived for the last 8 years, and then Middleton's where I live now, and then Star is right between Eagle and Middleton, kind of a hybrid between the two. Feel pretty well qualified to talk about these areas. When we look at these stats, it's going to be interesting when we compare. We're not going to show them up on the same screen, but it's going to be interesting when we compare to Q1 of 2023. In fact, maybe Gene, just keep the screen here, and I'll just talk through this data here and compare it to what they could see if we were to show quarter one of 2023. So No, just keep the others. Just keep the other one up there if you don't mind. Just keep 2024 up there, and I'll talk through it. Good. Okay. So I'm just going to talk in generalities, and then we can show the screen afterwards. But the median days on market going across was 50, 48, 20, and 27. So actually, the first two, Eagle Meridian, were way higher, and then a Star was lower. It was 20, and now it's 30, and then Middleton was 27, and now it's 5. So that shows days on market doesn't always show the exact math that you need to see for how hot a market is, because that number can actually be manipulated a little bit. But interesting to see that Meridian and Eagle and Middleton were both higher numbers last year. Star has gone up in terms of days on market, which is worse, to 30 from 20. When you look at how many sold last year, I'm going to read across that. You can look at the sold line here on 2024. The sold data was 185, 635, 124, and 95. So 185 and 635, those were both more. And then Star and Middleton have more this year, which is actually surprising. 111 sales in Middleton, and less days on market by an increase for the better of 80%. That is pretty astounding. 80% of a decrease from there. So I would say that's something to keep your eye on. Middleton's hot right now. One thing we saw with Eagle, though, is that the prices were not going down as much, even though they had a higher days on market. The luxury market, and this is a conglomerate of all different sectors of the market. And so when we say Eagle, we're looking at the $5 million homes as well as we are the $300,000 homes. And so the median home price in Eagle a year ago was $875, and now it's $775. Meridian has actually gone up to $540 from $465. Star has gone down from $600 to $531, and Middleton has gone down from $550 to $460. So you see ups and downs and things that you think would just be like straight math everywhere. The most important thing when people talk to me, they'll say, "Hey, how's the market? How's the market?" Very common question. How's the market? How's the market? It's almost like you're asking your financial advisor, "How's my stocks doing?" Everyone wants to know how their asset of their home's doing. And really, it really depends on which section of the market you are looking for. So an investor who has $100,000 to put down might be asking a different question about how's the market than the guy with a $1.2 million acre in Middleton, a brand new 4,000 square foot home that he's trying to sell. Or if it's not new, or if this, that, or the other. The market segments are different. I have a listing right now. It's priced at $235,000. It's out in Weiser. It's a guy I helped. I had an assistant before, and it was her uncle, and we helped him move into his house in Weiser, and now he's moving out of his house in Weiser. It's a picture of the garage. There we go. But keep that up. They keep that picture up for a second, and then move on. I like that picture. Out in Weiser, and his house is priced at $235. In fact, I kid you not, I got a text from someone on Saturday. Well, I can't remember, Saturday, I think. And the agent said, "Can you explain to me why the house has been on the market for 89 days without a price drop?" And I'll be one of the first to admit, when I price a home, if it's not getting activity, general rule of thumb is that house price is going to come down. It's really not too, we're not going to budge on that too much. But I also do my homework. And there's a stat I track called absorption rate. What it is it basically says how many like homes or similar homes. And for this, we'll use the example of this Weiser home. You can move through the pictures now. Thanks, Gene. How many similar homes, and Blaster, thank you for the comment. Then thank you for being here, and we love the content. I give Gene kind of some ideas, but Gene runs with this. Hope Gene gets her thanks. Is how many homes are selling through currently. So of this home, it's 2-bed, 1-bath, 900 square feet roughly in Weiser for $235,000. How many homes like this are selling in Weiser per month? And the answer is 1. And there's 4 on the market. So what does that mean? That means 1 home per month is selling. So if we were to have no new listings, you could expect this thing mathematically to sell within 4 months. We've been on the market for 3 months. We've had a couple good offers. This house would have to have a full offer to make it work, and the price is justified in that as well. So um, we know our market, we know our pricing there. But interesting that it doesn't like so you can't say, hey, how's the market? Well, I have one listing and it's bad. No, it's not bad. It's just that this absorption rate, this market segment is different, and the price is holding strong. And a year ago, Eagle luxury market was actually fantastic, even though the 26th to 50th percentile in price range in Eagle was struggling. That didn't mean the Q4, the top percentile was struggling as well. So when someone says how's the market, it's really I'll ask them, hey, well, what type of the market are you talking about? Are you talking about the type of home you live in? Oh, okay, that's that market such and such. Or if I don't know that market, I can just get back to them, right? This is a quick time to plug. If you are interested in getting my newsletter, it's not a newsletter where I copy and paste something that I buy. I actually write stuff once or twice a week that I sell. I've had people request to be on this newsletter. I wouldn't say it's comical, but this design, it's me who writes it. It's happenings from the day, and sometimes I get some people who say that's hilarious. I've had a couple funerals I've gone to in the last month, and news bits from that have made it into it. I've talked about how certain listings aren't selling, and now I'm not really shocked. I've talked about all sorts of stuff. So if you're interested in that newsletter, email me your email and say, hey, add me to the newsletter. It is a side fun thing I've started to do, and I can add you to that as well. Let's see. I want to talk about one other thing with pricing homes, because people will assume if something's been on the market for any amount of time, they almost assume that they can come in, or just like that gal who texted me and say, hey, what are we going to do to lowball these guys? Keep that in mind, because when you are going to make an offer on a house, you'll want to know what you're up against. And you want to know what homes are selling for in that neighborhood, especially that's probably the biggest thing. Absorption rate when you're going to buy a home doesn't matter. You're not making an offer based on absorption rate. So you'll know it's selling at what price. And I was actually out to lunch with my good friend, and we've been friends since we were children, went to college together. Our parents went to college together. We've been friends for quite a while. And he had a listing a year and change ago, that was, I asked him what they wanted to sell it for. And I've told him this. I don't know if she's watching or not. She might be, she might not. But they wanted to list it for 775 or maybe 715, 710. And I said 675, maybe 650. Long story short is it sold. A few months later, we finally got the price down to 675. And when we did, in the first weekend, we had an offer and things sold for 650. Kind of ironic, because those are the numbers that were tossed around. But the thing that's not ironic to that is you have to know your price. You have to have trust in your agent. I've gotten multiple emails from people saying, hey, how come my house isn't moving? Like, one, I don't know what marketing you've done for that thing. And two, I'm not going to know your price right now, what you should be listing it at. And that's a huge thing, like marketing, exposure, and price. And that way the offers can come in, you can negotiate something. Without those things, you can't get an offer on the table. And going back to the example of my friend, had I forced them to list the house at 675, let's say worst case scenario, it sold at 650 that first weekend, I would have saved them, 8 to 10 grand in expenses, just that alone. But I have that same weekend, there was actually a multiple offer situation on a listing I had, and they very well possibly could have been in a multiple offer situation and gotten the price up to, let's just pretend and say 680. I'd like to think it would have gone up to 690. If that thing would have sold for over asking, I love that. Nice glare. That's fun. If we would have sold that thing for over asking first weekend, what would the client have told me? Or not told me? What they said behind my back? And that's one way of looking at it, right? And one way, and then the other aspect is just name the price right and get it right the first time. Because when a home gets on the market, you are looking for the exact home that comes on the market. So there's like little piranhas out there, just nipping, just trying to get the first bite. And as soon as the right home comes on the market that fits their criteria, if it's priced right, you will see activity. If it's not, you've got hundreds of buyers that are like, dang it, I thought that was going to be under 600,000. Why they listed for 675? True story, by the way. That's home sit for like 130 days. They won't move their price. So you have to know your price. You have to nail it well. You have to nail it the first weekend, and listen to your agent. If it's me or someone else, like, you've got to listen to them. They usually know their data. And if you are trying to make a quick buck and you just underprice it, that could work. But you want to nail the price, because if you do, you will have the right amount of buyers and the right amount of offers that come in. And if you go too low and like the COVID days where you'd have 30 offers and $90,000 over asking, like, that's hopefully it's a thing of the past. And if you nail your price right, you get the right buyers on homes. So keep that in mind as you list your house, or when you're going to buy, we check out the neighborhood data and things like that, because it's super important that we don't overspend on a house. And that's what the Buying in Boise Blueprint gives you. It's super important that you don't miss out on any homes when they come. It's super important that you don't buy lemon, which is the process that would take you through. Part of that's the home inspection. Part of it's a buying interview. And there might be some of you. I'm curious. I'm curious to know what some of you are thinking about the realtor settlement. I get asked about it quite a bit. If you have any comments there or questions, please let me have those in the chat. I'd love to know what you guys think of the market. Let's look at the rates while we do that, but I'll ask you the question before. Are you guys waiting for a drop? Are you guys preferring to buy now? Are you guys afraid that the prices are going to go up and that makes you want to get into buying mode right now? Leave a comment there if you have that. I'd love to hear your thoughts there. I'm not going to spend too much time on the interest rates. If you think of the interest rates, the reason is because if you got a job transfer right now, you don't know if the interest rate is 8%, 7%, 6%, it almost doesn't matter. And most people who move that need to move don't do it because the interest rates are right. They do it because they have to. And if you focus on that, then you'll never go wrong. If you're trying to time the market, that can work for you, but you might want to be careful, because if you do or don't do it correctly, it can really cost you. So there's the rates for you on that. In fact, today, just so you know, they were a little higher than that, but who's keeping track? All right, guys. Don't want to make this drag on at all. If you guys have any questions or comments, please put those in the chat. I'll give you a few seconds for those to come through. My name is Brian Hymas, born and raised in the Boise Valley. Appraiser for a couple years, been an agent for the last 7 or so. I do all things YouTube for Boise real estate. I love Boise real estate. I love Boise. I love real estate. And I also love doing these for you guys if these are helpful. So if they have been helpful, and you are looking to move to Boise, or if you're moving here in the next 9 days or 90 days and you don't have an agent, I would love to be your man. And it's something that, from the bottom of our hearts, we'd thank you. Like, it's what keeps us going. And I would love to definitely help you out and help you become a full-fledged Idahoan, and all that means, because where you're coming from, most likely Seattle, LA, San Francisco, Portland, San Diego, Sacramento, New York, those ones are a little bit more blue. They might have you down in the blues, and we want to get you in the red. So if that's the case and you're looking to come here, please do. We'd love to help you out. Email me at brianhymas.com. Text me 208-213-2092. Call same number, and we will get you the Buying in Boise Blueprint, so you don't miss out on any homes, so you don't overpay, and you don't buy a lemon. That's what the whole thing is geared to do, and save you hours and hours and hours and hours of time. And with that, guys, I appreciate you guys joining me. And that's our state of the market. Actually, just to reiterate real quick, just in case those who didn't come on, the state of the market right now, just to give that quick story, the last 4 offers I've been in have been multiple offer situations. I didn't actually story. One bring a multiple offer, had a multiple offer count and said, bring your highest and best. Another, what is it? A couple. The other couple are escaping me. The market is such that things are happening and things are moving, and multiple offers are coming in for well-priced homes. And so if you are looking to move to Boise or the Boise area, Middleton, Eagle Star, anything, let me know. Would be super, super happy to help you out. So thanks, guys, for joining me, and we will catch you on the next YouTube Live or the next video that we release every Sunday. on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Boise Real Estate. And if you do want on that newsletter, please email me, brian@brianheimus.com, and we'll shoot you or put you on that newsletter list. Newsletter is very formal. It's very, very informal. It's me typing my thoughts in the day, and it's very informal. And sometimes it's funny, and sometimes it's just straight up facts. So if you want it, hop on it, and would love to see you there next time. Thanks, guys.